I am a master of flashcards. I'm so good with flashcards that people have begun to hate me. Imagine being so good at something that people feel inferior. That's how good I am at flashcards. Now, if you don't know what a flashcard is, let me inform you. A flashcard is an index card. I prefer the index cards that are effectively, well, 2 inches by 4 inches, 3 by 6 sometimes. Sometimes I cut the 2 by 4s and the 3 by 6s into smaller flashcards so I can get more bang for my buck. A flashcard is an index card with 2 sets of information. Typically, the first side has some, how shall I say it, some key or trigger, something that, a beacon of sorts. It instigates. So, how much does a typical tomato weigh? On the back side, you'll find lines, typically. And your answer can be on those lines. 1/2 pound, 3/4 pound, depending on the tomato. And, you know, it's all sorts of variations on this fundamental dynamic between activating key on the one side, on the back side, lines for the answer. And I like to get really sophisticated with my flashcards. And this is why I have gained somewhat of a reputation among flashcard aficionados. Because as you may suspect, there are gatherings, as is the case with any kind of card, baseball cards, hockey cards, Dungeons and Dragons, and all these other cards that you see with, I mean, I don't even know their names, manga, etc. Tiger cats, whatever. So, a friend of mine, friend is a little bit, I don't know if he's a friend, but we act like we're friends. And the reason it's hard for us to be friends is that he envies me for my flashcard prowess. Flashcard prowess is, not only are you excellent at creating flashcards, you're excellent at using them. And then third, you are excellent at knowing what's on the reverse side. And when someone infuses their self-esteem into flashcarding, well, on the surface, it's such a trivial infusion. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you care? Why would you put so much on the line? It's just a fucking flashcard. But once you do it, there's no going back. None. I've had so many friendships, I put it in quotes, friendships over flashcarding. It really brings out the character character of an individual when they see how good you are at putting the beacon or trigger or key. I have got to find the right word for that. You'd think that I'd have it. But I'm not a genius at everything, just a genius at flashcards. But still, you'd think I'd know. Where was I? I walked into the flashcard building. You know, flashcard market, flashcard studio, everybody's got a different name for it, but you sit down at a table and you look eye to eye with a stranger. Now, if you want to bring your own flashcards, that's one thing, but if you want to use another man's flashcards, it could be a woman, that is a different matter altogether. And I like to up my game and to evolve by using other people's flashcards, and I just look them in the eye. Deal. He shuffles and responds. Tell me what's on my flashcard. Tell me your name. Tell me what's on my flashcard first. Tell me your name first. My name is on the flashcard. Tell me what's on the flashcard. Rob. Wow. Don't mess with me, Rob. Did you bring your flashcards? I did. Well, I'm game. Let's go. Okay, Rob. Tell me what's on my flashcard. Well, that's easy. Jim. Not bad, Rob. Not bad. Yeah. Well, Jim, where do we go from here? This is like a Mexican standoff, wouldn't you say? Well, Rob, I wouldn't say it's like a Mexican standoff because I am the master of flashcards, Rob. No one does flashcards quite like me. So, Rob, if we continue, I am gonna kill your self-esteem. That's a fact. Is that a fact, Jim? That's a fact, Rob. Well, Jim, see, those are fighting words. Because let me tell you something, where I come from, no one is better at flashcards than me. I basically started the sport in my district. So, Jim, this might be one of the saddest days of your life if you've invested a lot of your self-esteem in flashcards. Wow. Okay. Well, boys, looks like we're... Welcome to Flashcard Market. I can see from your name tags we have Rob and Jim. I'm David. It's a pleasure to meet you too. This is really tense. Gentlemen, I could cut the tension in the air with a knife. Let me introduce myself. I'm David. I'm the MC Maitre D' Flashcard Market. I'm happy that you're here. I was alerted to your presence because we have some fellow patrons who are concerned about the level of competition here. It's like you guys are about to break out some weaponry and clobber one another. And I just want to remind you that at Flashcard Market, we cultivate a peaceful ethos here. A peaceful ethos, is that right? Well, thank you, David. It's quite a vocabulary you got there. Is that what you do to subdue? No. Jim, I would never do anything like that. I just like vocabulary. I built up a prodigious vocabulary, as a matter of fact. Through flashcards. I'm proud of it. I don't tell everybody. I bet you do, David. I bet you do. I bet you throw these words into the conversation so you could tell everybody about your prodigious vocabulary. You're right. As a matter of fact, you're right. Jim? Have a great day flashcarding. Oh. All right, David, I'm David. David. Slow down, come back. David, I am sorry, I'm a little bit of a jerk. I'm sitting here with Rob, and Rob and I are just like in the zone. It's like a chess match here. He's reading my flashcards, I'm reading his flashcards. No one has quite met my frequency before, and I have an equal competitor here, David, and I'm a little bit tense, and I'm a little bit of an asshole to you, and I'm sorry that I made that remark about you. You know, listen, Dave, I'm not gifted in the social skills department. My gift is flashcards. It's flashcards. So just forgive me and forget about it, and thank you for stopping by and facilitating and coordinating and moderating. Did you like that, David? Flashcards. Yes, I did. I am a little bit concerned about you and Rob. No need, David. Jim's just a little tense. And I gotta tell you, I've got this all under control because I've actually worked through all of this before with other contenders to the throne. They always get a little bit activated when they do flashcards with me. It's always something. Always. So, David, you can just kind of keep an eye on us out of the corner of your eye. And, well, me and Jim will be fine. I'm sure of it. Well, as I said, I know how to handle these situations. There's a lot of people who get very triggered by my excellence and my expertise in flashcards. So, don't you worry about a thing, David. I got, okay, well, Rob, as you're sitting here trying to assuage David's concerns, you've actually offended me quite a bit. Because I'm not triggered at all. I'm over here and I'm enjoying our parlay. Enjoying our parlay. I don't think you are, Jim. I can see your flashcards. I can see into your soul. Every single flashcard that you've brought here today, there's something about them that's grotesque. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of wounding in each and every one of your flashcards. I can see that you've brought 50, Jim, 50 flashcards of fury. 50 flashcards of fury. This is the new wave of consciousness. And, Jim, David, I'm happy to report that I'm at the cutting edge of this new wave. Okay, Rob, you're actually mixing your metaphors here. And if you were as much of a flashcard connoisseur as I am, you'd realize that you gotta keep your metaphors straight, your idioms specifically. You can't be at the cutting edge of a wave. Okay, so right there, Rob, I'm just gonna have to put a stop. You're projecting all of this gruesome energy onto me and my 50 flashcards. 50 is correct. I bought 50 to the flashcard market. 50. And listen, your flashcards can be all love and light, Rob. 50 flashcards of love and light. But we do know what you're doing. Don't we, David? Well, gentlemen, I don't want to step in between the two of you. I'm just here to make sure that you are polite to one another. Why? Why, David? Well, we want a peaceful environment for the patrons. You mean those flashcard motherfuckers over there? They don't care. This is just between me, you, and Rob. Right, Rob? Right, Mr. Love and Light? Jim? I am a love and light warrior. It's true, all my flashcards attest to that fact. But you're not going to drag me down into your swamp. There's a lot of shadow down there, Jimbo. I think you can probably see it too, David. Guys, I don't have a dog in this fight. Oh, yes, you do, David. Gentlemen, I'm just here to make sure everybody's happy. I'm not happy until I see a doggy. I don't have a doggy. Oh, you got a dog in this fight, David. I could see the flashcards in your back pocket. 50 flashcards of cowardice. 50 flashcards of fear. right there, sticking out of your back pocket. Why don't you play one? Are you yellow? Really? Really, Rob? Come on now. I can ask you to leave. You know that, right? We've got security. I can ask you to leave. Every once in a while, we get people in here who aren't the right fit, and you're starting to show me, Rob, that you're not the right fit. Now, what I'm starting to show you, doggy boy, is that you gotta put your soul on the line. Get in the game. You created this flashcard market so you could hover above everyone and not get your feet dirty, your hands wet. Whoa, time out. Mixing those idioms. Come on, guy. Don't mix the idioms. I will mix whatever I want. I'm the flashcard master. Okay, Jim? Okay? David? I do what I want. And I do it when I want. I do it how I want. I've walked a long road. There's so much despair. Without a hope. Without any faith. And one day, I met a man. Card table out in the middle of the desolate wasteland. Just him and the sun beating down. He taught me. The way, gentlemen. Way of the flashcard. I don't get superior on people just because I'm better than them. You know, you walk into a mechanic's garage. If the mechanic is worth his salt, he's not sitting there getting superior. He knows he's superior. Oh, hold on a second. Time out. Okay, Jimbo. Don't call me Jimbo. Jim. Bo. The mechanic is not superior except with regard to mechanic stuff. Okay? He's superior with regard to the transmission, the carburetor, etc. But he doesn't extrapolate from superiority in a specific niche to superiority over all mankind. Okay? I mean, come on. Let's tone it down a little bit. Well, I think that's some fabulous advice, and I'm going to just go ahead and say goodbye to you guys, and I've got other people to look into. Again, I'm David. I'm happy to be of service. David, you're not going anywhere. Guys, I can't just stay at your table while you play flashcards. Okay? Wait a minute. David, while you play flashcards, did you hear your tone of voice and did you hear the kind of connotation? While you play flashcards, like we're just playing, like this is some kind of game. This isn't some kind. Flashcards aren't a game. Flashcards are the thing. Flashcards are like tarot cards. It's how you divine the nature of the universe. Except they're more reliable than tarot cards because we make them ourselves. And as the foremost flashcarder on this plane of existence, I've got a lot to say about how you framed that. Okay. All right, Rob. have a good day. And you too, as well. Jim, it was great meeting you. Gentlemen, David, if you leave this table, I am guaranteed to throw a fit, and I will make you writhe, and you will regret it. So stick around, David. Watch the two masters. Well, I gotta say, Rob, that's quite an invitation, really. It's not an invitation, David. Sit your butt down. Watch us flashcard. We're not playing flashcards. We're flashcarding. Take the play out of it. This is a matter of life and death. A matter of destiny, of fate. Jim. Go ahead. Let's see your next flashcard. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You sure would. Rob, what makes you think I'm gonna play your game? Jim, I told you. When I told David, I was telling you. This isn't a game. Jim, this is a matter of life and death. I see your lip quivering. You know what I know. Today is your last day. Whatever you were, you are no more. I can read all of your flashcards. It doesn't matter. You talk a big game, Rob. Wow. You even scared David here to pull up a chair. He's got a whole market. You don't care if he moves his business. If someone goes online, gives him a bad review. You don't care. Why would I care? Because you're a decent man with a decent heart. That's why you would care. You don't get to judge, Jim. David doesn't get to judge. No one gets to judge whether I'm a decent man with a decent heart. I'm an instigator. I catalyze. Right now, I am up-leveling the value of this entire establishment by creating contention. Energetic tension. Everybody is so much more alive now and more attuned. When I walked into the flash market, I was disappointed. I said to myself, Rob, how can you bring your gift to these people? So, David, you may get a bet with you. And Jim, you most assuredly will get your ego shattered by my prowess with flashcards. But know this, gentlemen. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. It all begins here. And we have just done the first flashcard. It could take us hours upon hours upon hours to get through all 50. But Jim, I am excited to take this journey with you. David, you too. Rob, I am going to have to ask you to leave now. It's not fair to the other patrons that you monopolize my attention in this manner, and frankly, I don't think that you have any influence. You can throw a fit if you like. People will simply think you're crazy. Inane. Insane. A fool. Tell me, Jim, if you think that he's right. Tell me if you'd like to get through some more flashcards tonight. Well, I've never met anybody like you. I have not. And I gotta say, I don't know if you're all talk or not. Yeah. We've just done one flashcard, and that's our names. If we go any deeper than that, maybe we will go insane. But David, as difficult as Rob pretends to be, you got to understand me. He's not gonna do what he says. He wants to battle. Now, flashcards are as old as chess. Flashcards went underground thousands of years, and they've had a renaissance. Used to be clay tablets. What I suggest is that the three of us work together. People don't even know what they don't know. Guys, they don't even know what they're missing. There's a technology here. Sitting down face to face like this. Contention, dueling, the contest, that feeling, going head to head, feeling of being alive. It's true, Rob, I've never met anyone like you. No, you've got game. You've got game. You've got game. But I gotta say, man, These intimidation tactics leave much to be desired. They're not tactics. Not at all, Jim. I don't use tactics. I'm not a tactician. This is who I am. Yeah, well, it's just become part of your personality, but it started as a tactic. You wanted to energetically finagle and finesse. That's much as obvious. You poor David here. Really. He's just floating. He's floating from table to table to make sure all flashcarders are happy in this flashcard market. And you're just lassoing him in just so he'll pay attention to you. How's that for your second flashcard? Wow. Okay, Jim. That was the answer. On the back of the second flashcard, I gotta say, I like it. I like it. I like it. No one has ever quite got that far. Yeah. I know. Rob, you sit there and you bamboozle people with all these shenanigans. Filibuster, fluster. You don't even get to the second flashcard. But I did. Because I called you bluff. I called you bluff. You didn't call my bluff, but you did get my second card. Yep. Why do I act this way? That was your second card. Saw the question, saw the answer. And I gotta say, must be my lucky day because you haven't guessed my second flashcard. Robbie. Robbie. I see. Is that what you're doing, Jim? Using psychological diversions. Tricks, shticks, and gimmicks will not work on me, Jimbo. David. David, I like it here. No one has ever guessed my second flash card. No one ever. And I would say it's because of the ambiance. Just the way that you've got this all set up here. It's phenomenal. Jim, I'm gonna have to get your second flashcard now. Good luck. I want to teach you a technique, Rob. You can't go for it directly. Can't go for it directly. The secrets of the universe do not yield to a direct approach. It doesn't work that way. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And then tell me and David what you see. Tell us what you see. I didn't do it this way, Jim. I'm going to be following your little lead here. I know what's on all of your flashcards. I do. I'm just milking the moment. Milking the moment. Because of your despair. Jim. That's right. That's right. Because life was never the same after your daddy died. Right, Jim? I guess you must have followed my technique then. I gotta say that was pretty impressive. How did you do that? Well, old Robbie's got his ways. No, I didn't follow your advice. My mind doesn't work like that, Jim. I just need to smell you. I just need to be able to smell you and receive the psychic impressions through my nose. That's how I knew that you weren't going to be doing anything, David, and that you just talk a big game and you're a bluffer. You're a bluffer. For all your vocabulary words, you're a bluffer. Old Jim lost his daddy, succumbed to despair, and that's how he turned to the flashcards. Flashcard number 2. Right, Jimbo? Right? Yes, you already know, Rob. Wow, guys. Okay. I'm happy that I didn't kick you out. We're 2-2. Where's this going? You brought 50 cards each. Now, we do have hours of operation, fellas. So I don't think that you're going to be able to play all 50 cards tonight. David? I can read your cards, too. Flashcards of fear. Me and Jim are going to stay here as long as it takes. We're going to take as long as it takes. David, get us a pizza. Jim? Yeah. Guinness. Yeah. Give me a Guinness with a pizza, Dave. How'd you know that, Rob? Like I'm gonna tell you, Jim. Crazy. You just got my 3rd card. I told you I'm the best, Jim. I'm just glad you're gonna get your Guinness. So tell me why you retired from the movie industry. Jim, why'd you turn to the flashcard? Couldn't mend any rolls? No, that's not it. Don't put up any walls. I'll see right through the walls, Jim. I'll get your fourth flashcard before you know it. I don't think so, Rob. I don't think so. You're in a straitjacket, Robbie. Oh yeah. Straitjacket. Sorry. I know your life was rough. And I know you hate it. But now we're even. 3-3. Your move, cowboy. Cowboy. You're dealing with old Jimbo. Robbie. Guys, I'm gonna call for that pizza and that beer. I'm gonna get you both some Guinness, unless you have a problem with that, Rob. You have a problem with that, Rob? No problem with that, David. Go ahead, make the call. Make it. Make the call, David. I can eat pizza while maintaining eye contact. Jim can too. Tell me what I'm thinking now, Rob. Can you tell me? Tell me what I'm thinking. Jim, we're just dealing with flashcards here. You want to take it to another level, we can do that another day. Now that we've found each other, I don't think this will be our only game. Now that I've met my match, I may have to pick up a new skill. I don't imagine playing you forever. God only knows how long this game is gonna take. Finest thing in life is to find your equal. Compete. I do appreciate you, Jim. I am gonna destroy you in flashcards. I'm just letting you get a taste so you don't quit. You sound like a hustler, Rob. Maybe I'm a hustler. There's no money on the line. So why would I hustle you? Well, you would hustle me, Rob. Give me a false sense of confidence. So that I'd start making mistakes. And don't even act like you don't know. That's what you would do. My entire self-esteem rides on this. So you can't hustle me. Too smart for that. Too smart. You're disconnected. You can only get up so far. I bet you've never guessed the fourth card. Ever. You bring 50 and it's just futile. 50. You're not going past 4. Jim. It is correct that I've never gone past 4. But that's only because my opponents never get past 1. This is how I imagine they felt in the Old West, my friend. Twitchy fingers, always ready. Always ready to get a 6-shooter. This is the farthest I've gone with anybody. I suspect, David, your excellent establishment has much to do with that. And I suspect that me and Jim will be going far into the night. We must find out. Who's the best flashcarder in the world? Well, gentlemen, I've seen a lot of people come and go, seen a lot of faces, learned a lot of names, and no one has managed to create as much tension. The building tension. I want you two to stay. And I'm okay with having people look askance when I usher them out the door and you two remain. I never knew that flashcards could be done in this way. I didn't say play, but I wanted to say play, and I've just realized through you guys it's like everybody else is playing except for Rob and except for Jim. Well, David, it's really about Rob's style. For me, I just need to stand up to tyranny. Give me a break. Jim, don't suggest or imply that I'm somehow tyrannical. I play with a conviction. It's like a trek. It's a trek for me. I'm on a quest. I'm trying to figure out who can withstand contention, who can meet me head on so I can clash. I need to clash. And I'm grateful. I need to clash. I've got to fight. So I can feel what I'm made of. And Jim, I'm grateful for you. Even when you call me out and misunderstand me, your misunderstandings are of a stature that inspires me. To be so misunderstood. The caliber of your misinterpretation is inspiring to me, Jim. I know that you could steel-man me even as you straw-man me, and I'm grateful for that. It's just weak opponents, pathetic foes straw-manning me. No one. There's no one out there. Well, as I said at the beginning, you do have a superiority complex. And you know, Rob, as much as you seem to think that you got a handle on it, you don't. I know you want to frame it in such a way that it's of benefit to others, but I feel like I have been backpedaling and backtreading and just surviving our encounter here. But it's because I don't know how to fight at your frequency. I just know how to repel. It's kind of like Aikido, I suppose. I just know how to push back. I push back enough and you will become exhausted, Rob. David might not have us here overnight. I look forward to enjoying pizza and Guinness with you. And maybe getting to know you outside of this framework where you're constantly contending with me, pushing against me, trying to suss out your own nature by opposing the nature of another. It's narcissistic, really, because you don't care about your opponent. Now I don't. Why would I care about my opponent, Jim? If I care about my opponent, then I can't struggle against him with the intention of totally defeating him, crushing him. Yes. It's true. You're just using other people to get to know yourself, and I'm just gonna propose to you that, Rob, you can't get to know yourself if you're using other people like this, because they're not reflecting you back to you. That's a delusion, my friend. There's not a real connection there. So how can you see yourself in their reflection? You can't. You need to fight. I understand that. But I need to illuminate. You fight and I illuminate. Yes, you do. I must say, Jim, you do illuminate. But you don't fight. And so how can you truly illuminate if there's no contention? If there's no pushing against? It's just philosophizing in the wind, my friend. Whereas me, I will crush you. I will crush you. And that's my illumination.